Hello, boys and girls. I hope you're keeping well. Our topic in history for this term is the Great Fire of London. I'm going to read to you this book and see what facts we can find about the Great Fire of London. This book was written by Sally Hewitt. Excuse my videoing skills because I'm doing this for the first time. London is the capital city of England. Its busy streets are full of people and traffic. About 350 years ago, in 1666, London was much smaller. The streets were narrow, crowded and dirty. Many Londoners had died of a terrible plague. Another disaster was about to happen, the Great Fire of London. In 1666, houses in London were built of different materials from modern houses. You can see the roof of that house. It's made out of straw. We call it thatched house, thatched roof. At night, houses were lit with candles. Flaming torches lit up the streets. Open fires were used for cooking and keeping warm. The fire started on 2nd of September 1666. Thomas Farner, a baker, forgot to check his oven before he went to sleep. Sparks flew out and set fire to a pile of wood. The summer had been hot and dry. A warm east wind was blowing. The wood burned quickly and the fire spread. The fire woke the Lord Mayor of London, but he went back to sleep. He thought there was nothing to worry about, but he was wrong. There is a word on the top of this page, says eyewitness. Pause this video for a minute and have a chat with your grown-up and see if you can find out what eyewitness means. Samuel Pepys worked in an office near the Tower of London. He wrote in his diary every day about life in London. Pepys was an eyewitness to the fire of London. That means he saw it happen. Pepys wrote about the fire in his diary. Pepys watched the fire from a safe place. This is what he wrote. I walked to the tower, and there I did see the houses at the end of the bridge all on fire. Everybody endeavouring to remove their goods and flinging them into the river. The story of the fire filled the pages of the newspaper, the London Gazette. They happened to break out a sad and deplorable fire in Pudding Lane. This lamentable fire in short time became too big to be mastered by any engines. A violent and easterly wind tormented it and kept it burning. In 1666, people had to fight fires themselves with very simple tools. For example, they used buckets made out of leather to carry water and try and put out the fire. Pepys went to the palace and warned King Charles II of the danger. The King, the Lord Mayor of London, and Pepys himself all helped to put out the fire. Have a look at the picture there and the picture there. The firefighters. Have a chat with your grown-ups about the differences, the firefighters then, the firefighters now. Some people had time to save their precious possessions. Pepys saved his best wine and cheese from Italy. He buried them in his garden. Some things were precious because they're worth a lot of money. Others are precious for different reasons. By Thursday, 6th of September, the wind had dropped and the fire died out. Only a small corner of the city of London had not been burned down. Pepys walked through the ruins and looked at the damage. The ashes were so hot, they burned through his shoes. The fire left thousands of people homeless. Some were given shelter by people who still had homes. Others had to camp in fields. And then the king had a new plan for London. And they had to make rules about the rebuilding of London. The rules were: buildings must be made of bricks and stones, streets must be wider and houses further apart. Houses must be no more than 4 stories high. Have a chat with your grown-up and see how that helped. How the new rules and the new plan helped to prevent another fire. The king needed an architect to draw up plans for rebuilding London. He chose Sir Christopher Wren. Wren was put in charge of rebuilding St. Paul's Cathedral and 51 other churches. And that is a few facts about the Great Fire of London. Hope you've enjoyed it. Stay well, and we'll see you on Zoom soon.